Hello there! Today we're going to be making miniature gingerbread cookies. So, let's get started. First, you're going to want to take some brown clay and take the amount you want. Then you're going to roll it up into a sheet. I used a pass machine for this. Then, if you want to make heart cookies or whatever cookies like that, you can use a cutter or a little miniature cookie cutter to do this. I got these off of a miniature store. But if you don't have one of those cutters, you can also use a needle to cut out a stencil shape, and then use an X-acto knife to cut out the cookie. Then I went in with a little toothbrush to texture all the cookies. Next, you're going to make the miniature gingerbread men, or women, or people. So you're going to cut out a little square of that same brown clay. You're going to start stenciling out a shape of this gingerbread person. And I have magical powers, so I can do this real fast, like so. So once it's all cut out, you can start kind of refining the shape a little bit and texturing it. And now, bake. Okay, so once it's all baked, mix up some mold putty so that we can make some molds of these gingerbreads. The reason why molds are so helpful is because you don't have to make the same thing a billion times. You can just plop the clay in the mold. Okay, so what you're going to want to do is, once that mold is all done and dry, you can take the original out, and then you're going to press some of that same brown clay into the mold. And then once that's all done, you're going to cut off the excess. Make sure it's really well pressed in, by the way, or else it won't come out right. It could take a few tries to get this right, but you will end up with a little gingerbread. Take it to the mold and refine its shape slightly. Go with a toothbrush again to get that texture, and bake all of your little copies. Now this is the most interesting part. So you're going to use a syringe to pipe the icing onto these cookies once they're all baked. So what I have here is I have a bunch of syringes, and I have these little nibs which will pipe the icing. So the icing is a mix of a clear Modge Podge and white paint. Just mix this up and put it into the syringe. Once that's all ready, you can start piping the icing. You don't have to do this with a syringe. You can also just do this with a little needle and apply the paint mix that way. But I find the syringe really useful for this kind of stuff. This mixture is also air drying, so it's really easy. You don't have to bake it one more time. Okay, now you're gonna plate it. So I just frayed this little piece of cloth a bit and stick it onto a plate. You can do whatever you want, but I like this little cloth look here. Okay, now you're gonna get some glue onto one of those gingerbreads and stick it onto the plate. And if you want, you can put a little one of those cookies on. I've iced those cookies as well. So there you go. A nice gingerbread. These are great things to make around the holiday season. There's a material list down in the description if you want that. As always, thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.